So today was my most challenging yet productive day I have ever had. Nothing I did today I wanted to do. I had to wake up at 6 a.m. for my first ever rugby match in my last year of high school versus a school that we play once a year. So this was my one shot at playing a school that we only play once a year. Basically, it's a huge festival that we have, and we are pressured to try our best because it's our only shot, especially since it's my last year in high school. I have one shot at giving it my all, and if I'm being honest, I didn't. I'll show you what my shirt looked like afterwards. My hand is completely swollen. I'll show a picture of my leg. I got ruined this morning, and I only played for 30 minutes. I was subbed on halfway through. But for my first rugby game ever, and for only playing the game for about a month and a bit, I made some good tackles. I didn't carry, but I made some good tackles, and I'm overall proud of myself. Immediately after that, I went home and made a structured spreadsheet of what my weeks will look like and my 3 to 4 day split in the gym and what I'll be doing, which I really didn't want to do. That took me about 2 hours to do. Then I went back to school to watch our first team rugby team play against the school I mentioned earlier, and we drew. And when I got home, sorry, before I got home, I had to go to the gym and I squatted 150 kilos for the first time since a back and glute injury. And honestly, it wasn't even that bad. Now, I didn't want to record this video because I felt like I hadn't really done anything to work towards my goals, right? Other than this spreadsheet thing. But then I realized I was so nervous for the rugby match today. I didn't want to squat 150 kilos because I was scared of injuring myself again. I didn't want to wake up at 6 a.m. My shoulders still hurt. My upper back is still fucked. So I could have just messaged them saying, "Sorry, sir, I'm still injured. I can't play." But I didn't. And it's at those moments where if you don't have a chance to give up, I've spoken about this in a video far long ago. If you don't give yourself the choice to give up, you won't. If you think logically, saying, okay, I could give up now, but then I lose so much. I would have lost the respect of my teammates. I would have lost the respect, my own respect to myself, and I would have let my team down. All right, stop giving yourself the choice to give up. After that rugby match, I felt really despondent because I felt like I hadn't played to the best of my ability. And it was at that moment that I realized failure, true failure, will motivate you more than anything else. Because after that, I was really disappointed, but I was very motivated and determined to do better. Tomorrow, I'm waking up at 7 and I'm going for sprints. Now, there's two types of failures that work for people. You can either fail publicly or personally. Personal failure doesn't drive me as much as public failure because I'll be honest, I'm egotistical, and most people are. When you fail in front of other, there was like 50 parents watching. When you don't do as well as you could have, or you fail in front of people, there's this driving force where you can't permit yourself to present yourself in such a manner anymore. When it's by yourself, when I'm by myself and I fail, I know there's another chance, and it's just me. There's no one other than me to work for, and that's a problem because I now realize that the priority isn't myself, but how I am viewed by other people, which I need to work on. But that still doesn't change the fact that for me and for most people, external pressure will be the biggest motivator for improvement. Right? No one buys, okay, except for people that like really fast cars. No one buys the big fancy super fast car because they like cars. They want to to look flashy in front of other people, right? And I realize this is going to be a very waffle video, and I don't really have a set idea I want to give you guys. But when you try things to the best of your ability, or you try to do them to the best of your ability, and you don't give up, there are moments, sublime moments, where you realize that you need to do better. There's no way to verbalize that feeling. I can't verbalize it, but it's those moments that you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in, bro. And I think that's going to hit me in my term 2 exams, which are coming up in 4 weeks. I've been studying, but I still don't feel like I've been studying enough, right? And when I get those results back and the chances of them not being where I want them to be is very high, it's going to be a huge shock. Or it might not be, because I've realized that they might not be the best. Life is weird, bro. I think I can predict things, but I can't. It's I keep trying to plan life like it's going to act in accordance of my plans. And I think that's what gets me, and that's what gets a lot of people, is that we plan for something that doesn't even happen, and then when it doesn't happen, something else happens, you're like, oh, well, I can't fucking do anything because I've planned for this thing and I haven't prepared for that thing, so I'm fucked. And that's where living in the moment comes in. Now, I don't I don't really live in the moment, if I'm being honest with you guys. I I am always thinking about the future, which is kind of ironic because I don't put in enough work to warrant that future yet. All right, I'm putting in small, consistent efforts, which is great, but I haven't had that big hit that everyone talks about. It's the small little steps that lead up to one big thing that will propel you into the future. I haven't had that. I honestly feel like I'm regressing in some areas in my life, but it's a long game. I just can't give up because I know if I still have this fucking drive in 10 years time when I'm 27, I don't believe there's a chance that I will not be so much further ahead than I am now. It just and if that is the case, no, it can't be. Like I can't imagine me putting in, even if it's not as much effort as I could do, but I'm putting in about like 60 to 80% right now. If that gets me fucking nowhere, that reality just doesn't exist to me. You need to have faith in yourself. You need to have faith in your efforts and your ability. Because I realized, like, when I watched the live stream of the rugby game, how I was running, I thought I was like ready to tackle, but I was really nervous. Like I wasn't running at full speed, I was jogging, and I made some good tackles, but I could have made a lot more tackles. Especially I'm playing flank, so I need to do a lot more tackles. I, Confidence in yourself is everything. Like that's literally, if you look at the best athletes, the best anything in the world, they're confident in their abilities. It's a mental game as much as a physical game, and that's what I want to end off with. Um, I'm gonna go to sleep now. I'm so